Welcome to another lesson as part of your free 6-day mini course. Today I'm going to show you how to set up SSL and accept credit cards for your online store without any technical experience necessary. Now, in case you're joining in the middle of this tutorial, this particular video is part of my free 6-day mini course on how to set up and create your own online store without any technical experience whatsoever. And basically I'm showing you how to host your own online e-commerce store from scratch without needing to know anything about computers. And by the end of the 6-day tutorial, you will be self-sufficient, you will own your own branded website, and you will have a feature-rich shopping cart with which to sell your goods online. Now today, what we're going to cover is SSL and how to accept credit cards. And in general, whenever you shop online, every single web transaction must be secure. And so today, I'm going to show you how to set up SSL, which stands for Secure Sockets Layer, in order to encrypt transactions to and from your server to the end customer. I'm also going to show you how to set up credit card processing online. And once again, you don't really need to have any technical experience. If you know how to use a web browser and click the mouse, that should be good enough. Okay, so I thought I'd just start with the basics because a lot of you are probably going to be new to SSL. What is it exactly? Whenever a customer sends their information from your server to the end computer, it's important that everything's encrypted. So for example, whenever you buy something online, credit cards must be sent from the client's computer to your server in a secure fashion. And installing an SSL certificate on your website accomplishes this. And so the first part of this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to install an SSL certificate on your server so that transactions are secure. And just keep in mind, it's not going to be that complicated, as you can see, even though it sounds a little bit intimidating. The second part of this tutorial is going to show you how to install credit card processing. Now, no matter what type of store you run, you're going to need to be able to accept payment. And I'm going to show you how to install credit card processing onto your shopping cart. It's pretty easy, and once again, it doesn't take any technical knowledge whatsoever. Okay, and so now I'm going to go ahead and open up a web browser. Now, if you remember from the previous tutorial when I showed you how to install an online store using Bluehost, I registered the domain myquickonlinestore.com. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the control panel of that website, which is located at myquickonlinestore.com/cpanel. And of course, if you used a different domain when you registered for Bluehost, you want to enter your domain /cpanel. Okay, and it's going to ask you to log in, and your username is just the domain, and then your password is whatever you made it out to be. So I'm just going to log in here. Okay, so this is your control panel, and the very first step that we need to take is to purchase a dedicated IP. Okay. The reason we need a dedicated IP is that SSL requires a dedicated IP address in order for it to work. And so what I want you to do is I want you to order the dedicated IP. It's going to cost $4 a month, not really a big deal. Now, if you just installed Bluehost and installed your shopping cart, Bluehost is actually going to want you to verify your account before you can purchase your dedicated IP. So what you need to do is you need to call them up Monday through Sunday, call them up and have your credit card handy, the one that you use to actually sign up for Bluehost, and basically register your account, and then they'll let you add your dedicated IP. So I'm going to assume that you've already gotten your dedicated IP, and I'm going to continue on with this tutorial. So the next step is to scroll all the way down and go to your SSL TLS manager. Now, so there's two steps that you need to do in order to get the proper information to purchase an SSL certificate. First thing you need to do is you need to generate a private key. And it's as simple as just hitting the generate button. And that's it. Okay. And then you want to return to the SSL manager. Now you want to generate a certificate signing request. This piece of information is what is required in order for you to buy your SSL certificate. Okay. And here, it's very important to type in the domain that you registered exactly how you want to register it. So for example, if you want to go by www.yourdomain.com, put www.yourdomain.com in there. If you only want to be referred to as yourdomain.com as your secure domain, then just only enter in mydomain.com. So I tend to recommend that you just enter in mydomain.com. And so in this case, I'm just going to type in myquickonlinestore.com without the www. I'm going to put the city of Mountain View. Company name, I'm going to use my LLC name. My email address. And then some sort of passphrase. And you should choose something that's secure here. But in this case, I'm just going to use online store 123. And you just want to click generate. And all this jumble of characters is what you are going to need to submit to your SSL provider. Okay. So I'm now going to return to the SSL manager. And at that point, we are good to go. Okay. And I just wanted to point out that Bluehost actually does sell SSL certificates, but they're just really expensive. And I'll just give you an example here. So for example, the cheapest SSL cert that Bluehost offers is actually $5 a month. Now, it actually doesn't sound that expensive, and $5 a month isn't that expensive, but if you go to a different place that I recommend, it's actually only less than $1 a month. Okay, and so that's why you generally don't want to buy SSL certificates from these providers, because they're going to overcharge you. There's a whole bunch of different types of SSL, but they all pretty much do the same thing. As long as it makes your site secure, as long as it works on most web browsers, then that's all you need. There's no reason that you should be paying more money. Okay? And so with that in mind, I'm going to go back to the control panel. And we're pretty much done at this point. Now we need to go and actually buy the SSL certificate. So what I recommend that you do in order to buy the SSL certificate, I'm going to go over to my blog, click on Tools and Products I Love, scroll down, and then click on Namecheap. So incidentally, Namecheap is easily the most economical place to buy domains and buy SSL certificates. So this is actually my go-to place. It used to be GoDaddy, but GoDaddy started charging ridiculous prices for their stuff. So now I just go to Namecheap. So I'm going to click on this. What I'm looking for is to purchase an SSL certificate. And I'm only looking for domain validation. There's a couple of other options here that are more expensive, and maybe in a subsequent lecture I'll tell you what the differences are. But for the purposes of a beginning online store, you just want domain validation. Okay, so I'm going to click on Compare Products. And as I promised, it's $9 a year for the cheapest version of SSL. So that's what I'm going to add to the cart. I'm going to confirm the order. Incidentally, sometimes you can find coupons, which makes these certificates even cheaper, but $9 a year is still pretty cheap in my book. So I actually already have an account at Namecheap, and if you don't have one, I suggest you just go ahead and create one. So I'm just going to log in here. And I'm going to pay by PayPal. Okay, and then I just purchased my certificate. And then what you want to do is you want to go to the account. Under your account, go under Manage SSL Certificates. And here's the one that I just purchased. And I want to go ahead and activate it. Okay, so I'm going to click on Activate Now. Under Server Type, you just want to choose cPanel. And it wants you to enter in your CSR. Now, if you remember, under the SSL Manager here, let me see if I can find it again. Where did it go? Here it is. Under the SSL TLS Manager, we generated a CSR or certificate signing request. So I'm just going to go here, and I'm just going to view the one that we created here. I'm going to take this, cut and paste it, and cut and paste it over here. Hit next. And you need to make sure that you have an email address associated with your domain. So I'm just going to run through how to create an email address on Bluehost. So I'm going to go to cPanel. Under email accounts. And I'm just going to create an email account called admin@myquickonlinestore.com. Okay, and so I created that. So once you have your email account set up, this is what I like to do, and you can do this also. Go back to your cPanel and click on forwarders here. And so what I'm going to do here is I'm basically going to forward all my mail from the admin at myquickonlinestore.com myquickonlinestore.com and send it over to my main Gmail address. So I'm going to add forwarder. So I'm going to forward all mail from admin over to mywifequitterjob@gmail.com. Okay. And now I'm ready to actually complete the entire SSL process. Okay, so here I'm going to make admin@myquickonlinestore.com the domain related contact. Okay, and then I'm just going to click on next. And then just kind of review this to make sure everything is in order here. And then click on submit order. Okay, and so now it's gone off, and it's gone off for approval. Sometimes this takes like 5 minutes, sometimes it can take a day. But bottom line, when all is said and done, you should be able to check your email, and your certificate should have been emailed to you. So let me just go ahead and check my email here. Okay, so I received an SSL Certificate Validation message. And what it wants you to do is it wants you to take this code, click here, and enter it in. Okay, and that's it. Close the window. And once you've done this, you should get another email telling you that your certificate is ready. So we're just going to wait here for that to happen. Okay, looks like it came. And this is your SSL certificate. So I'm going to just take this now. I'm going to go back to the control panel here. And you can do one of two things. You can just email Bluehost and then just send them the certificate. Either way, you're going to have to contact them. So if you haven't bought your dedicated IP, maybe now's a good time to, when you contact them, ask for and confirm your account for the dedicated IP and then send them the SSL certificate at the same time. You can also enter in your SSL certificate in the SSL TLS manager, and that's what I'm going to show you how to do here. And I'm just going to paste the certificate here and then hit Save Certificate. Okay. So once you've done this, you need to go and you need to contact Bluehost. Yeah, so submit a support ticket. And look under Dedicated IP SSL. Put your name here. And say something like, I just uploaded my SSL certificate to my cPanel. Please finish the SSL installation process for me and let me know. Thanks. And then submit the ticket. And now pretty much you just have to wait until they respond, and then after that I will rejoin you with this tutorial. Okay, so it's the next morning right now, and I actually got an email from Bluehost, and they actually told me that I did not send enough information. So I thought I'd just point out a very common mistake that people make when they're uploading their SSL certificate to the server. And so I'm going to go onto my quickonlinestore.com/cpanel. I'm going to go ahead and log in. And remember that step when we uploaded our SSL certificate to the server under the SSL TLS manager, under certificates. It turns out there's two components to the SSL certificate. One is the certificate itself, and one is the CA bundle. Okay, and Bluehost needs both of these pieces of information in order to install the SSL certificate. So if you recall, the email that we received from Namecheap, it had this SSL certificate cut and pasted, this gobbledygook of characters. But it turns out there's also an attachment in a zip file that contains the CA bundle, which is, it looks like another bunch of set of characters. Turns out that Bluehost needs both of these files in order to install your SSL certificate. So what you want to do is you want to unzip this zip file that was included from Namecheap, and then upload both the SSL certificate as well as the CA bundle. And once again, the CA bundle looks like this, a bunch of characters as well. Okay, and so just for completeness, I'm going to go ahead and download this zip file. And this is the CA bundle, and this is the certificate. You can open up any of these files using Notepad or WordPad, cut and paste them, and then upload them to Bluehost. Okay, and so once you're done, you should see under your SSL manager, you should see two things. This one is the CA bundle, and this one is the SSL certificate. Okay, and then now the final step is to actually activate SSL in the back end of your shopping cart. So I'm going to go to myquickonlinestore.com/admin, and then I'm going to log in. I'm going to go under System Settings, Edit, under Server, and then I'm going to click Use SSL to Yes. And I'm going to hit Save. Okay, and so at this point, SSL is enabled on my site. Now we can just go ahead and go on myquickonlinestore.com. And let's go ahead and insert something into the shopping cart here. And then we'll try to check out. And as you can see here, there's now a green padlock on their browser indicating that the site is secure. Now, if you're not getting this green padlock, I just wanted to point out one additional place that could be the problem. And if you're not getting this padlock, go back to your Bluehost control panel. Under File Manager, and look for this file called config.php. What you want to do is right-click here and click Edit. Click Edit again. And under HTTPS server, you just want to make sure that this says HTTPS. For some reason, sometimes when you install OpenCart through Bluehost, this file has this line as HTTP, which pretty much negates the SSL when you're installing it. So in the event that this is not HTTPS in this line, you want to change it to HTTPS and then click Save Changes. Then go back to your shopping cart and it should be secure at that point. Okay, and so that's pretty much all I had to say about SSL. And now I'm going to show you the final step, which is to actually install credit card processing on your site. So to do that, we are going to start this tutorial at my blog once again. And I'm going to show you how to install credit card processing using a company called emerchant.com. Now, what I like about these guys is that they are a full-service credit card processing company, which basically means that they'll walk you through the entire process. And typically the way it works is you fill out a form, and they'll give you a call, and they'll actually go and analyze some of your past credit card processing statements and make sure that they can give you a better deal before you even sign up. And prior to going with emerchant.com, I was actually on Website Payments Pro, and recently PayPal decided to screw over all their customers by removing all of the quantity discounts on their service. So all of a sudden, I was getting charged 2.9% on PayPal, and when I went over to eMerchant, I'm now getting charged drastically less at a rate somewhere on the ballpark of 2%. Now, to put that in perspective, let's say you charge $100,000 a year in revenue in credit card processing fees, you would be saving over $900 in going with eMerchant. Now, I've actually referred eMerchant to a bunch of my buddies, and in all the cases so far, they've been able to find a lower rate And what's nice is they won't even sign you up if they don't think that they can give you a better deal. So the way you sign up is you click right here and you just fill out this very short form, and then someone will actually give you a call. And if you end up going with them, they'll give you a set of codes that you can then take onto your website and install and begin accepting credit cards immediately. And I'll now proceed with the demo and showing you how to do that with OpenCart. So if we go to the back end of OpenCart, once again, which is located at myquickonlinestore.com/admin, and under extensions, payments, what we are going to be enabling is authorized.net. And what's nice about the shopping cart is there's all these different payment platforms already nicely integrated to the platform. So in the event that you don't choose authorized.net, there's also PayPal, there's PayPal Pro, there's Advanced. Everything is already built into the shopping cart. So for this tutorial, though, we are using authorized.net. So you want to click on Install. Then you want to click on Edit. And these are all things that Merchant Plus is going to give you. They're going to give you a login ID and a transaction key. And then once all is said and done, you can make everything live and then start taking test transactions on your site. So once you've updated all this stuff, you hit save. After that, you should have a credit card form enabled on your site by default. Your site's going to be secure. You can start taking credit card numbers and taking payments. And whenever someone checks out on your store, that money is going to go directly into your bank account. So I hope you enjoyed this little tutorial on how to install SSL and credit card processing on your site. And once again, all this stuff is just a small excerpt of my full-blown online store course located at www.profitableonlinestore.com. If you are interested in starting your own online store, I encourage you to go there and check it out. I cover everything on how to find a niche, how to source products online, how to launch a website, how to get traffic to the website, how to convert the people that do come to your website. I also go over how to sell on Amazon and a whole bunch of different marketing techniques, how to use all the pay-per-click platforms, basically everything you need to start a fully featured online store. So thanks a lot, and I hope you enjoyed this tutorial.